The Rainbow Treasure Hunt by Cece. Mimi bounced on her toes, her green dress swishing in the morning breeze. Look, look, she called to her best friend. Do you see it too? The young girl with braided hair squinted at the sky and gasped. A brilliant rainbow stretched across the meadow, its colors dancing like magic. That's the most beautiful rainbow I've ever seen, said Cece, her green jacket sparkling in the sunlight. She wore all green from head to toe, just like she'd planned for St. Patrick's Day. Her green hat sat perfectly on her curly hair, and her green shoes practically glowed against the grass. Suddenly, a tiny voice piped up from behind a clover patch. Top of the morning to ye, young lasses. Mimi and Cece spun around to find the tiniest person they'd ever seen. The leprechaun tipped her miniature green hat and grinned widely. I'm Fifi, she announced with a bow. And that rainbow there? It's pointing straight to me, pot of gold. Cece's eyes grew as round as saucers. A real treasure hunt. But there's a wee problem, Fifi said, wringing her tiny hands. I can't remember where I buried it. Mimi's face lit up with determination. Don't worry, we can help you find it together. She turned to Cece with sparkling eyes. This is going to be the best St. Patrick's Day adventure ever. The leprechaun clapped her tiny hands together, and magical golden sparkles danced around them. Oh, bless your hearts. But finding leprechaun treasure isn't easy. We'll need to follow clues hidden at each color of the rainbow. Cece adjusted her bright green jacket and nodded eagerly. What's the first clue? She asked, her green hat catching the morning light. The leprechaun pointed toward the red band of the rainbow. At red you must look for something that grows, with petals so bright and a sweet-smelling nose. She winked mysteriously. But beware, the clue might not be what it seems. The three friends hurried toward a patch of bright red roses near an old oak tree. Mimi knelt down carefully, her green dress pooling around her. These roses smell wonderful, but where's the clue? Suddenly, Cece noticed something odd. Wait, look at this rose, it's completely different. She pointed to a single rose that shimmered with rainbow colors instead of red. As soon as Mimi touched the rainbow rose, it began to glow. Words appeared in golden letters floating in the air. Orange awaits where morning treats are made. Look for the place where breakfast is displayed. The leprechaun danced a little jig. Brilliant! Ye found the first clue. Now we must hurry to the orange part of the rainbow. Racing toward the orange band of the rainbow, they discovered a picnic table covered with breakfast foods. But as they approached, the wind began to blow stronger, and dark clouds started gathering. Oh no, cried the leprechaun, her tiny hat nearly blowing away. The rainbow is fading. If we don't find all the clues before it disappears completely, me treasure will be lost forever. Cece grabbed Mimi's hand tightly. We can do this. Look, there's an orange muffin that's glowing just like the rose. She pointed to a muffin that sparkled with the same rainbow magic. As the wind howled around them, Mimi bravely reached for the magical muffin. The moment she touched it, new golden words appeared. Yellow shines where busy buzzers work, in their home where sweet treasures lurk. Following the buzzing sounds, they ran toward the yellow section of the rainbow where a large beehive hung from an apple tree. The friendly bees danced around them, as if trying to help. The leprechaun pointed up excitedly. Look! There's a jar of honey that's glowing with rainbow light. But it's too high for me tiny arms to reach. The rainbow grew even fainter, and thunder rumbled in the distance. Mimi had an idea. She cupped her hands and called to Cece, Climb on my shoulders. We're a team. Working together, they reached the magical honey jar just as the first raindrops began to fall. The golden words appeared instantly. Green grows in circles upon the ground, where lucky leaves are often found. The leprechaun gasped. The four-leaf clover patch, that's where we started. They raced back through the light rain, the rainbow now barely visible in the gray sky. At the clover patch where they first met, the leprechaun's face lit up with recognition. I remember now, she shouted joyfully. Right here, under the biggest four-leaf clover. She pointed to an enormous clover that glowed with all the colors of the rainbow. Together, they carefully dug beneath the magical clover. Suddenly, Cece's fingers touched something hard and smooth. "I found it," she called out. They pulled up a small golden pot that sparkled with rainbow light. But instead of gold coins, it was filled with tiny seeds that shimmered like jewels. The leprechaun clapped her hands in delight. "These are magic rainbow seeds. They'll grow into flowers that bloom in all the colors of the rainbow, bringing joy and luck to everyone who sees them." As they held the magical seeds, the sun broke through the clouds and the rainbow appeared again, brighter and more beautiful than ever. The leprechaun smiled warmly at her new friends. "Thank you both for helping me find me treasure. Because you work together with such brave and kind hearts, I want you to plant these seeds and share the rainbow magic with everyone." And from that St. Patrick's Day forward, the meadow bloomed with the most spectacular rainbow flowers anyone had ever seen, reminding everyone of the magic that happens when friends work together.